I was not around for the All-Star game. I don't It's President's Day. We like to take a weekend. It's not a great content time, so I typically go away. But at least this time where I went somewhere that was in reasonable time zone situation. So I watched a little bit of the All-Star game. And it is amazing that the biggest thing from a very good All-Star game, it was two things. One, nobody wants to get their shit pitched on television. And the idea that the one guy taking this seriously is the condor, that'll make everybody take it seriously. Just because, like, a 6'1" guy could not dictate the terms of this the way the guy that could pitch everybody's shit could dictate the terms. But obviously, the biggest thing about the All-Star weekend is every clip of Kevin Durant under siege on his phone because somebody decided to allegedly leak his various burner tweets and direct messages and the likes. Okay. I am operating on the premise that those things are true. I cannot say whether or not they are true. I am operating on the premise that they are true because it sure sounds like they are.
Has he denied it yet?
I have not. No, I don't think so because he hasn't had to do any media.
Yeah, but I mean, why? When has Kevin Durant ever waited for media to make his opinion known? Like, that was the thing. I had Jay Kang on my show, and we talked a little bit about this. And Jay pointed out at the time that it had been 48 hours, more than 48 hours since Kevin Durant had tweeted, which was the longest period of him not tweeting since, I think, 2019.
Yeah.
And like this, the behavior certainly is the behavior of somebody who is uncomfortable with what's happening in the world around him. It's not like, I imagine that if it was a hoax, which is not fair, completely fair to say, but like, wouldn't your first thing be like, hey, I'm going to tweet out, hey guys, that ain't me. That's some bullshit.
Well, I mean, look, we could just simply say that boy was under siege.
Yeah.
Right? He was under siege, and you could perhaps extrapolate that he is still under siege from the fact that we have not heard anything from him. And I just have to say this guy is hilarious. Whoever this person is that is sending these things, I wish we could get a little bit more of him in front of the world because, I mean, I felt like Get Off My Dickerson.
That's a great start.
Heat. That's also Get Off My Dickerson, which is the handle that he uses. Also hilarious.
It's a great start. And the Cocaine Bear, I think, was the pinnacle of it. It was a perfect description. Is the man's a writer. Whoever it is, if it's him or not, he has the ability of a writer. And
well, also, there was some, like, where he said about Steve Kerr, Get Off My Dickerson, that is, where he says, since MJ punched Kerr, he don't fuck with dark skins. That's hilarious.
Good joke.
I swear I miss Ben Simmons. At least that N-word would pass me the ball. That is hilarious. He compared Frank Vogel and Devin Booker. He called them two dictators, Stalin and Hitler, Mussolini and Kim Jong-un.
And the face for trying to critique Steph during film session, like everybody looked at him like,
yeah. But see, I think the Phoenix stuff is the one where, like, let's talk about this a little more because the question with that team always was about the relationship between Durant and Booker, which also had a lot to do with the relationship between Durant and the people around Booker. Like, there was a lot going on there. Get Off My Dickerson clearly believes that Kevin Durant frequently is asked to compete with his teammates, including, he felt, Get Off My Dickerson believes that Kyrie wasn't competing with him.
Yeah.
He was just a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But that light skin that I would assume Get Off My Dickerson is referring to Steph Curry.
Yeah.
And that triple-double cocaine bear.
That's my favorite one. That's just good writing,
I'm assuming Get Off My Dickerson is referring to Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like, the mildest things, though one might think the most impactful, are the things that he says about his own team. Excuse me, Get Off My Dickerson says about the Rockets that he refers to as this shitty-ass team.
The best part
They're second in the West, or they're third in the West, I think, or fourth. Something like that. Wow.
I'm realizing this is the first time that I'm realizing that all of the things that have gotten a lot of traction have been like obvious insults, with the
Yes.
exception of the one that I find the most amusing. Like triple double cocaine bear. Hey, I mean, it ain't clearly a shot. Like, I mean, say your man play like a cocaine bear, like it ain't necessarily a compliment, but it ain't calling him Stalin, saying he get a bunch of triple
No, it's
doubles.
not.
Yeah, it ain't quite the same as saying that you don't fuck with dark skins. Like this
Hey,
is
look,
the nicest
triple
thing he
double
said.
cocaine bear. I did not know that there was recently a movie called Cocaine Bear
Yeah.
that was based on an actual cocaine bear.
Yep.
I triple double. I mean, Cocaine Bear. Let me make sure I get this right about Cocaine Bear, which came out in 2023. I don't be paying attention to movies, but I really ain't paying attention to a movie called Cocaine Bear, starring Kerry Russell, O'Shea Jackson Jr., and it's got the late great Isaiah Whitlock Jr., aka Shit. He in the movie, and it is based on an actual factual cocaine bear, a bear that ate 175-pound bear that fatally overdosed on cocaine because it came across a brick and it ate it up. 75 pounds worth of coke. And they was like, what's up?
I remember the movie, and I remember hearing it's based on a true story. I respect myself too much to have watched it. I don't know if it was a good time or not, but I didn't know Kerry Russell was in it. And like, I enjoy the show on Netflix called The Diplomat, where she is in there.
Oh, that's who she is.
Yeah, acting her ass off and being all profound and important. She a cocaine bear. Like, how do you make these choices?
That's not a good sign right there. That when somebody do something like say they in the Cocaine Bear movie and they've been in other stuff. That's when you start being like, let me see your you be gambling. Like let me get a look up that nose. Why you always going to the bathroom?
I had to double check, make sure that Kerry Russell is who I think she was, because I do get confused sometimes. Like a lot of the stars they follow the same template, and I just get confused.
Yeah, but so here's the thing about Durant. Durant's going to survive this for a couple of reasons. One, there's a big gap between the All-Star game and when anybody has to like come across him, so it's not going to come up. Number two, we know him. You know what I'm saying? Like this is always on the board.
The only challenge is like he got to go back into that workplace. It's not just all previous people; it's current people too.
Yeah, but it wouldn't surprise me if he says those things to them all the time. You know what I mean? Like this is what I don't know is these are only problems if he doesn't say these things to them out loud. I also want to point out something that's very interesting. He said he loved James Harden. He said he's slightly delusional, but I understand him. James stay cool with everybody except apparently for Kyrie. But James stayed cool with Russell after they went and played together in Houston and it didn't go well. They still super cool. He's still super cool with Durant. And my favorite James Harden quote of all time, because there truly aren't that many. Well, aside from Daryl Morey is a liar and I'll never play for a team that he works for. I repeat, or I said Daryl Morey is a liar. Is I'll give him the shot myself. He was so mad at Kyrie. He was the only one that was like, don't you see what the problem is here? I'll give him the shot myself if I have to. But James Harden seemed to be cooler than we realized.
Did you watch James Harden on the Netflix basketball show? I didn't, but
I did not.
I feel like maybe that we could get some insight, because you're right. He's been a bunch of different places, and he behaves in a way that I think turns off a lot of us in media and fans who are not the fan of the team that he is on or the team that he's trying to get to. But you're right. Routinely, I can't really think of other guys that are that big a star and move around that much and have a distinct style it's a style of play that could be annoying to teammates and opponents, but everybody love him. He a good dude, I guess, in some capacity. Oh, they ain't mess with him in Philly?
They didn't love him. They didn't love him so much in Philly. It was my understanding that
or the team.
Yeah, but here's the thing about Harden though. He a good time.
Yeah.
I hear James Harden parties be cracking.
That's all we know about him, man. That's all we know. He liked to step back and he liked the shakers.
He does like to shake.
That's all we know about him. Those two things, and he got a beard.
He loves to shake. Durant, he's so addicted to the telephone, man.
Yeah. It's,
Like, that was my thought. It's the All-Star game, and I get that you under siege, but I guess it would be hard to put down the phone under those circumstances. But like, he is on the phone. It is your reminder. NBA players got a lot more time than one might think.
Right.
Practice the same time, games the same time. Rest of the time, it's on you. It's not that much different from being a professional podcaster.
I don't know what, it's a lot of fun to have this conversation, but I think that there is something a little bit deeper and more interesting about the idea of these essentially child stars growing up in this like very different type of environment where they're kind of protected, and like a lot of the issues that, a lot of the immaturities and behaviors that other of us have, like those get sanded off because we just ain't great enough to tell people to shut up and mind their business. It's like interesting combining that with like social media and someone who's obviously a little bit like unique and super talented. Like, who do you become in your 30s and 40s if that's the life that you led and your major like contact with the outside world is through the Twitter? Like, I don't know. I'm not pretending to like psychoanalyze anybody, but I think that has something to do with the journey.
Hey, man, that man got takes. It is amazing that he's the one guy that doesn't have a podcast like that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I would check his podcast out.
Yeah.
He clearly has, like, he's not the guy that we're like, yo, when he retires, he's going to be on television. Sounds to me like he would be excellent.
He would be. I would enjoy it.
He's incredibly knowledgeable, right? He's very famous.
Funny.
He ain't trying to get a cut every week, right?
Yeah.
Like, that becomes its own thing. But I mean, he seems like the takes are the hard thing to come by, right? Like, all these cats that have decided that they're going to be podcasters, that's what they've learned. The hard part is actually having opinions about stuff. He has so many opinions that he argues with strangers. Like, a lot of this get off my Dickerson guy, a lot of this appears to be arguing with strangers. The last thing that I want to point out, and it's been a while now, so we haven't talked about this, but I can tell you something right now that's real, okay? I've only been in, like, up close with Kevin Durant, like, a couple of times. One of them was at the office at the Seaport. The other was at a wedding. And I don't know how exactly to refer to people that I like who also really like Drake, because, like, it's not appropriate to say OV ho about people you know. You understand what I'm saying? And people you like. However, this wedding was very much so people firmly planted on in the Drake camp, and not in the Drake camp just because they like the music, but people who knew Drake. And you wasn't hearing no Kendrick anywhere there. Those people who were in proximity of that beef, it was real to them, right? Like, they picked their sides and they got on their army. And Kevin Durant was clearly on the Drake side because we had a dude put out his DMs that seemed very clearly to be from Kevin Durant. And it's just all him going in about this beef. You talked to Kendrick today? Why you want? Stop ignoring me, bro. I'm wondering if your daddy Kendrick knows you exist. Like, he was a infantryman in the great beef of 2024.
He's incredibly interesting. You're right. Like, inside look, like a Kevin Durant, he might be the only player, because as we get all these like documentaries from players that they put out that most people find a little boring because they're like sanitized and controlled by the players, Kevin Durant might be the one that gets to the point where he could actually give us like a real look at who he is that gets really interesting, because he doesn't seem, even though he hasn't owned up to this, whether it's him or not, he doesn't seem as like concerned about protecting his like air quotes brand or image as so many other players are. Like, he feels a little bit more real than a lot of players, which is
I mean, he is more honest about the whack things about him.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's, as someone who used to argue with a lot of people on the internet, never under a fake name, right? Get off my Dickerson is engaging in whack behavior. I mean, it's kind of hard to ignore that, right? Like,
isn't it just talking shit about your coworkers, which is like everybody does
to your friends on your name?
Yeah.
Like, well, that's my thing is I have never trafficked or existed in an internet space that was in anything other than my name.
Yeah.
Like if you're not gonna put your name on it, then it goes into the whack place.
The only reason why I would defend that is because they were DMs. Like he wasn't like trying to like propagate these rumors about players publicly without putting his name on it. Like my understanding is
That's
while
fair.
these people may not be his actual like close friends, the people in the chat knew who he was. And they're
That
essentially his
is fair.
friends. And he just talking shit about his coworkers to his friends.
Yeah, that is fair. Like that was one thing when I did game theory that I recognized was I have no idea what these people are saying about me when I'm not around, but they are because I'm the boss now, right?
Yeah.
Like all these shows that I've done is like somebody got some shit to say about me when I'm not around because I know I got some shit to say about them when they not around, and only because it would hurt their feelings if they were around. It's not because I am afraid. It's that it is bad for business, but sometimes you just gotta get it out.
Yeah, there's some things that just aren't that are like not socially acceptable. Which I mean, to be fair, part of the problem with the NBA is things that should not be socially acceptable have become socially acceptable, like fucking tanking,
Yes.
and foul grifting and all the other bullshit that makes the NBA a little annoying. I can't wait to the playoffs. That shit be fun as hell.
Oh my God. I also love that you deem that those things are socially unacceptable. And this is why I love you, because I'm right there with you. Like I had to save these.
They're
got
not.
video for Friday, right?
They're not anymore, is the thing. I wish they were. Because like that's the thing that when we try to change all these things to incentivize players to do this, incentivize teams, let's change the draft, let's change this, incentivize. Like there was one thing that always worked for incentives in the past was you knew you would be shamed. And we dove into this on my show, but that's one of the big like results of like our optimization culture is that we've all turned into these tiny little GMs, which is something that I've heard you talk about before, where we're like, well, it's the best way to win. Why don't you stink? Like there was a time when you would at least pretend not to be cheating. Like you had enough self-respect to like put out a product that you could respect. But now we've all defended them as like saying, this is the incentives. This is the incentives are. No, those incentives were there in the past, but there was a stronger incentive. You ain't want to be called a bum.
We got to normalize calling people losers.
Yeah.
Like when they're actually losers, we got to like normalize calling people losers.